The Ohanaeze Youth Council (OYC), a frontline Igbo youth sociocultural organization, has lent its voice to call for a United Nations supervised referendum for Nigeria, describes the call as democratic and way forward for the country. Addressing the newsmen over the weekend in Owerri, Imo State capital, the president of the council, Comrade Igboyaka, its maintained it within the tenets of democracy for people to pursue for self-determination. He said the council is in full support of any democratic move to dissect the numerous issues surrounding the makeup of Nigeria Federation. Pro-Biafra groups are legally qualified to call for a restructural referendum, having housed a good number of views of the Igbo nation in a struggle for a fair share in the Nigerian Federation against the clear marginalization of the Igbo race evidenced in lopsided federal key appointments, especially the service chiefs, he stressed. According to him, the call for United Nations to play a coordinating and supervisory role in the proposed referendum is a right step in the right direction, geared towards ensuring fundamental human rights, especially freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and freedom of association. He called on Nigerian authorities to heed to the call to settle the dust of secession, marginalization, self-rule agitations, proscription, and overheating the polity. Well, in my opinion, I don't know if as IPOB is calling for referendum, calling the United Nations to whether to monitor it or whether they are the ones that will be able to organize the referendum, or it is the responsibility of the Nigerian government to call for referendum, then the United Nations will come to monitor it and supervise it. I don't even know how that will work, whether it is the United Nations that will tell the Nigerian government to do referendum or it is just for them to supervise it. Because if we are waiting for Nigerian government, that is where the problem lies. And of course, the Nigerian government at the center might not be able to do that. But when it comes to the leadership in the southeast, when we have the most especially the politicians, because the politicians are the ones representing the Igbo race at the center in Nigeria, in the Nigerian government. So if they are ready to do that, it will go a long way to be able to determine. Then when people say, oh, they want to go or they don't want to go, it will now, at the end of the whole thing, when there's referendum, when there's that voting, then everybody will rest. If the numbers of the people who want Biafra as a nation, if it outnumbers the people who do not want it, then it will go for it. If the people who don't want, or who still want to stay back in Nigeria, if their numbers outweigh or outnumber the ones who want it, everybody will just rest at the same time. But there's likelihood of the people who really want this Biafra, there's likelihood that the numbers will be more than the ones who do not have it. But if the government is sincere and do the right thing, it will be okay. And the easiest way, because those who are still holding Nigeria to ransom, few individuals, the easiest way they can really escape from all of this is when they do restructuring. But if not, and the worst part of it is that the restructuring, they don't even want it. They don't want the restructuring. We don't even know where the problem lies. Okay, we have three options. You say that those who are agitating for their nation, you allow them to go by doing referendum. Secondly, you do restructuring. And thirdly, the Nigeria that you are clamoring for, let there be fairness and equity. If we have those things, there will be no problem. But it's the one Nigeria that those who are holding Nigeria to ransom, the one Nigeria they are talking about, they are not still doing better in that regards. So what option is now left for the people? Because you are not ready to do the needful. Because nobody wants trouble, nobody wants stress. If things are okay, if things are fairly okay, who would be talking about we want to go a separate way and all of that? Just that most of these politicians and these so-called leaders, they are not sincere. Because if really you are for your people will get will feel your impact. And that's why some people are asking the question that even the little or the allocation or the whatever they get from the center, what do they even do with it? Because we hear most of these governors across board embezzling the resources or the allocation they are even getting from the federal. They are embezzling it, because if they are really doing the right thing, I don't think even the state themselves, whether if they are doing the right thing, I'm not sure that people will be talking about, oh, marginalization here and there. Everywhere in the country, almost all the states, there's nowhere you can even pinpoint or you can be proud of, oh, I want to go to whatever, I want to go to this state, oh, this place is happening in this state. No state that you want to go. Everything everywhere is just the same thing. No development, meaningful development, we don't even have. So if the government is sincere, because from the look of things, majority of them, even the ones that are even suffering, they don't even want the separation of the country. They don't want it. But the easiest way that some other people who are not even talking about secession is restructuring. The restructuring, nobody is even saying anything about it. If you think that those who are calling for their own nation, if you think that they are trying to divide the country, and what else? How are you going to treat those who are still calling for restructuring? What do you want? They will still tell you, restructuring means different thing to different people. Then we are telling them, what is your own definition of restructuring? They will not still tell you. They're just playing games. Few individuals are just playing games with the minds of millions of Nigeria. So Ohanaeze has come to say, oh, they support it. Let there be referendum. Let there be this. Let there be whatever. And what comes out at the end of the day, everybody will take it that way. But a place where there is sincerity, where there is fairness and equity, they would want to do that. Even this whole thing of the Biafra agitation, it wouldn't have escalated to the way it is now if the government is sincere, especially the president. Because if we are talking about the government, it is the president, because most of his utterances at times is not helping matter. And that's why I think that's why they don't even want him to be speaking with the press. Because if all these things have been nipped on the bud from the beginning, of course, we'll not be hearing all of these things. But this issue of this idea of oh, my people, everybody just want to talk about their people, and you talk about your people, you will say these are the people you can work with, these are the people that you are going to be giving appointment, and yet are you not the one who is dividing the country? If anybody criticizes them, oh, the person is trying to divide the country, and they are the one, their attitude, their character, their body language suggests division of this country. It is not even those who are even calling for division of this country that are supposed to be held culpable. The ones that are being tribalistic, being nepotistic, they are the ones dividing this country, because with their action, oh, I can only work with people I know, and the people I know are my people. They are the ones that are qualified. That's why they always accuse this government of not following the federal character rules. So, Ohanaeze, if you guys can talk to your politicians, because they need to ask for the referendum, they need to start up the whole thing from their side. You cannot just be saying referendum, because that was why I asked that question, that is it the United Nations that will initiate that a referendum, or is just for them to be able to supervise it? But who are the people that will do this, that will bring this whole thing up? Because I've heard severally from all these politicians that, oh yes, we don't have there's no referendum in our constitution. I think, something must be done. You can't just say that. Something must be done. And if you don't want, or if you think that the referendum is not in the constitution, there are many ways that you can bring people together, and there will be peace at the end of the day. Well, if you are truthful, then it will come. Nnamdi Kanu has opened many people eyes. Good morning. He's still sleeping. Chai, Ohanaeze Ndigbo youth. Good morning. You talk this today. Tomorrow now, you will support Fulani Esme. Kindly stand for Biafra, or you just stay there, or you bear whatever that comes out of the whole thing. And someone says, oh, these people are really confused. Wise words falling on deaf ears. Okay. This is a welcome development, fully supported. Yes, Igbo youth, Kwenu, Wezonu. Good message. Yes, let's come together and institute Biafra independence. Ohanaeze in the Oshi. Okay, good talk, good write up, well articulated. This is a welcome development. So, guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comments below and let's hear from you.